during the final, and I have tests to take. And some of the students are suffering, like having a bad time management or procrastinating on their job they should do. So today we have Rex to tell us about something that will make you more efficiency on the job you have to do. So today we welcome Rex to share about methods and tools to be more productive. Let's welcome Rex.
Hi everyone, I'm Rex.
Hi Rex.
And today my topic is methods and tools to be more productive. And to me, like productivity is not doing the worst thing in a period of time. It is about doing the right thing with intention. Okay. So this is outline. I want to talk about two kinds of focus, which is hyper focus and scalar focus, and so. So first question, what is the last time you focus on something, and how long is it? Can you have that answer, David?
I focus it now.
So maybe sometime. Okay, Isaac, how about you?
Maybe this afternoon.
Afternoon, so you focus on what?
I focus on my homework.
Alright. So the first thing is hyperfocus. So what is hyperfocus? Hyperfocus is that you focus on the thing and for a long time, and which means that you concentrate on the thing and you will ignore the environment around you. Okay. So in other words, that hyperfocus is to deliberately manage your attention. And we all know that our brain craves distraction. And distraction will stimulate our brain and will give us happiness in world. So, for example, like we human, like maybe we're distracted by the beauty or the human guy just passed away. So this is our human native. So to against our human native, I propose two strategies. The first one is to eliminate the distraction, and the second one is to reduce the task switch. Right. So the first strategy, it has three methods. The first method is to cut down the internet. Like maybe we close the internet, then we will close the social media, we will close the email, and then we will close the connection with others. And then leave us alone and we can do what I want. Alright? So the second method is to restrict the website. Like for some of us, like maybe constant internet is a little bit difficult. Like maybe we want to use Google when we are just doing our work. So the second way is to restrict the website. Like I recommend a tool which is Forest, and it is an application on the Google Play or App Store, and it has Google extension as well. And it provides you a blocking list. And if you want to block the YouTube, and then when you are in the working time, you click on YouTube and it will help you block it. So this is a tool for restrict the website. So the third method is to put your cell phone away. Like in modern society, we rely on the cell phone too much. So put it away can make us more happy. So the second strategy is to reduce the task switch. So attention residual is a psychology term, which means that our humans cannot switch the task so perfectly. And like we will have lingering thoughts about the previous task, and it will occupy the concentration span, and so that it should be devoted to the task at hand. Yeah. So to deal with such situation, we will use the batch operation. So the batch operation is that we batch all the small tasks in a block of time. So how to do it? I think making the to-do list is the greatest method. Like making a Google Calendar. And what should you do? I think you can just write down the 3 main tasks in a day, and then you can just collect the small tasks and you can do it all together. So which is batch operation. So the second question is, in what situation do you finish your homework efficiently? Like, Ryan.
What situation?
Yeah.
When I wake up and I have a lot of energy, and I can focus on it.
Oh, so when you are tired, you are.
When I'm not even
Okay. Okay. I think for most of us, I think when we are in the maybe the deadline is coming, then we will be the more efficient. So I think that set up the time limits is the key to improve our productivity. And I propose a new technique, which is Pomodoro technique. And it's separated into four steps. The first step is to set up the task. And the second step is to you will give yourself 25 minutes for work. And in this period of time, you will not have any interruption. And then you will have 5 minutes to recharge your attention. And then you will go back to the step 2 and step 3, which is a cycle. And after the fourth cycle, you will have a longer break, like about 15 minutes to 50 minutes. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about scattered focus. So compared with hyperfocus, hyperfocus is highly focused and it is a productive mode. And scattered focus is a more creative mode, which is like the attention window. Like imagine a scenario like your idea is like the dots. So when you are in the scattered focus, you connect the dots and you maybe come up with a new idea. So how to be scattered focus? The first method is to do the simple thing. Like I think that actually just come up with the biology principle when he just washing in the bathtub. And I think like maybe doing the housework, and this is a great method. Like maybe you are thinking about what you want to eat for dinner. Yeah. So So the second method is to thinking a simple question. So let your thoughts around a question, and maybe you will come up with a new idea. Like Newton had just sit down under the apple tree, and then apple just hit him, and he come up with the gravity theory. Okay. To sum up, I think both hyperfocus and scattered focus are crucial. Like the hyperfocus allows us to solve the problem and to be execution on the task. And the scattered focus give us a more creative idea, and maybe it give us a new insight about our life. So I think the quote just drop out my central idea, which is the state of our attention determines the state of our life. I think if we can control our attention, we can live a better life in modern circumstances. And this is my speech. Thank you everyone for listening.
Okay, thank you Rex for giving us useful sharing about how to be more productive. So yes, I hope everyone has taken a memo that when the final is around the corner, you can use your time more wisely. And when you are proposing your project, you can use scattered focus on coming up with new ideas. Okay, so let's head on our next topic.